Somewhere, on a stormy night, hundreds of thousands of years ago, a lone figure stood at the mouth of a dark, silent opening in the rock. Cold rain pouring down, thunder crashing overhead, predators lurking somewhere in the shadows, and in front of them, a black, gaping entrance into the unknown. No torch, no map, no idea what waited inside. Every instinct would have screamed one thing: danger. And yet, at some point, someone stepped forward anyway. That single decision, walking into the darkness instead of away from it, may have changed the course of human survival forever. Caves became more than just shelter. They became humanity's first true homes, our first art galleries, our first sacred spaces, and in many cases, the only reason certain groups of ancient humans survived brutal ice ages at all. But what was it actually like, stepping into a cave for the very first time, thousands of years before fire, before tools, before any understanding of what lived in the darkness? Let's step inside and find out. Before caves, early humans had almost no protection from the elements, no houses, no tents, no solid shelter of any kind. Groups relied on whatever nature provided: dense thickets, fallen trees, or simply open ground, offering little defense against freezing nights, torrential rain, or roaming predators. Survival meant constant exposure, constant vulnerability, and constant risk. Then, scattered across the landscape, ancient humans began to notice something remarkable. Dark openings carved into rock faces, hillsides, and cliffs, silent, mysterious, and strangely inviting. But stepping inside wasn't a simple decision. It required overcoming one of the most powerful instincts a human being can feel: the fear of the unknown. Imagine standing at a cave entrance with absolutely no source of light. No torches yet existed. Fire itself may not have even been mastered by the first humans who dared to explore these openings. Total darkness, especially deep within a cave, is unlike anything most modern humans have ever experienced. It isn't just dim, it's absolute, disorienting, and deeply unsettling. And caves weren't guaranteed to be empty. Ancient predators, including cave bears, cave lions, and hyenas, often used these same shelters as dens. So why take the risk at all? Because the alternative, remaining exposed to storms, freezing temperatures, and open predator attacks, was often even more dangerous. Sometimes, survival meant choosing the lesser of two fears. Archaeological evidence suggests early human exploration of caves likely began cautiously and gradually. Early humans probably didn't venture deep into unknown caverns right away. Instead, they likely explored the entrances first, testing for signs of animal activity, listening for movement, watching for tracks, bones, or fresh signs of predators. Only after careful observation would a group cautiously move deeper inside. This kind of careful, methodical risk assessment reveals something important about early human cognition. Our ancestors weren't reckless. They were remarkably strategic thinkers, weighing danger against potential reward, a survival skill that remains deeply embedded in human psychology even today. Once early humans determined a cave was safe, the benefits were undeniable. Caves provided consistent shelter from rain, wind, and extreme temperatures. Unlike temporary structures made from branches or animal hides, caves offered natural, long-lasting protection, requiring no construction at all. This was especially critical during the harsh climate fluctuations of the Ice Age, when temperatures could plummet dramatically, and survival often depended on finding reliable shelter. Caves also offered strategic defensive advantages. With only one entrance to guard, groups could more easily protect themselves against predators, compared to being fully exposed in open landscapes. In many regions, especially across Europe and parts of Asia, caves became essential, long-term dwelling sites, occupied by multiple generations of the same human groups. Woodspan. Once early humans mastered fire and combined it with cave shelter, everything changed dramatically. Fire transformed caves from simply safe spaces into fully livable homes. Flames pushed back the darkness, illuminating cave interiors for the very first time. Smoke helped repel insects and, in some cases, discouraged predators from returning. Warmth allowed groups to survive freezing winters that would have been nearly impossible to endure otherwise. Archaeological evidence from sites like Zhoukoudian in China reveals ash layers and burnt bones deep within cave systems, indicating sustained long-term use of fire within these underground shelters. Caves, once terrifying unknown spaces, had become centers of daily life, cooking, sleeping, socializing, and raising children, all within the protective walls of solid rock. Perhaps the most extraordinary transformation caves underwent wasn't practical at all. It was creative. Deep within cave systems across the world, particularly in places like Lascaux and Chauvet in France and Altamira in Spain, archaeologists have discovered breathtaking prehistoric artwork, paintings of horses, bison, lions, and mysterious human handprints, some dating back over 30,000 years. These weren't randomly scattered scribbles. These were deliberate, sophisticated artistic creations, crafted deep within total darkness, often in chambers extremely difficult and dangerous to access. Why would ancient humans risk venturing so deep into treacherous cave systems simply to create art? Researchers believe these spaces may have held spiritual or ceremonial significance, perhaps connected to storytelling, rituals, or early religious beliefs. In other words, caves didn't just protect the human body. They may have nurtured something entirely new: human imagination, symbolism, and spirituality. Beyond simple artwork, some caves appear to have held deep symbolic or ceremonial importance for early human communities. Archaeologists have discovered deliberately arranged bones, unusual stone formations, and even structures built from broken stalagmites deep within certain caves, evidence suggesting ritualistic behavior far beyond basic survival needs. At Bruniquel Cave in France, researchers uncovered a mysterious circular structure built from broken stalagmites, dating back an astonishing 176,000 years, long before modern humans even arrived in the region, suggesting Neanderthals themselves may have created deliberate, symbolic spaces deep underground. This discovery hints at something profound. Long before written history, long before complex language as we understand it today, early humans, and possibly even other ancient human species, seem to hold deep, symbolic connections to these dark, mysterious spaces. Caves preserved something incredibly rare and incredibly valuable: a frozen window directly into ancient human life. Because cave environments are naturally protected from weather, erosion, and destruction, they preserved bones, tools, artwork, and evidence of daily life far better than almost any other type of archaeological site. Nearly everything we know about early human art, ritual, and even early cognitive development comes directly from these underground time capsules. In many ways, without caves, our understanding of ancient human history would be dramatically incomplete. That first terrifying step into darkness, taken by someone whose name we'll never know, ultimately helped preserve the very story of humanity itself. What was it truly like, being the first human to step into a cave? It was an act of incredible courage, stepping directly into fear, uncertainty, and the complete unknown, driven by nothing more than the desperate need for survival. That decision transformed simple rock shelters into humanity's first real homes, first art studios, and quite possibly our first sacred spaces. From flickering firelight against ancient stone walls to breathtaking paintings hidden deep within the earth, caves quietly witnessed some of the most important moments in early human history. The next time you see a photograph of ancient cave art, remember, someone, driven purely by necessity and courage, dared to step into total darkness first, and in doing so, helped shape the entire story of who we are today. If you enjoyed exploring this incredible piece of our shared human story, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because we uncover more fascinating stories about our ancestors every single week. Let me know in the comments, would you have had the courage to step into that darkness first? Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next story.